So good morning, all of you, and welcome you all to the SSPM's College of Engineering. I am Professor Omkar Sarvi, Assistant Professor in the Mechanical Engineering Department, and I am your subject teacher for the Engineering Mechanics. So this is the online lecture series for the semester 1. So, and this is the first week, so we will have introductory lectures. So we will take a brief introduction about your first year curriculum, and then we will start with the introduction of engineering mechanics. So for the semester 1, you have total 5 subjects. So there are 3 subjects from the fundamental science, as you can see on the screen. So here engineering physics, engineering chemistry, and engineering mathematics. These 3 subjects, they are from the fundamental science. Then BEE, that is basic electrical and electronic. This is from the electrical and electronic engineering. And the mechanics, that is engineering mechanics, it is from the mechanical engineering. So engineering mechanics is the one of the core subject of the mechanical engineering branch. So before we start with the actual syllabus, we will start with the introduction. We will take a brief introduction of the subject. So what is engineering mechanics? What are the applications of mechanics? Why engineering mechanics for the first year? Overall syllabus and the prerequisite of the subject. So what is engineering mechanics? So you can see here definition of engineering mechanics. It is the branch of physics, or we can say it is a branch of physical science, which deals with the study of forces and the effect of forces on the bodies which are at the rest or in the motion. So basically mechanics, this term was first introduced by Sir Isaac Newton in the 15th century. So the engineering mechanics subject is totally based on the Newtonian mechanics. So as Isaac Newton has major contribution to the subjects, so the first year syllabus is totally depending on the Newtonian mechanics. So what is basically Newtonian mechanics? So Newtonian mechanics deals with the Newton's law of gravity, then equations of motions, and the numerical methods which are based on the Newton's law. Okay. So as you refer this definition, there are 3 important points in this definition. It is a branch of physics which deals with the study of forces, then effect of the forces on the bodies which are in rest or which are in the motion. Okay. So the first important part from this definition, it is the force. So the definition of force is, a force is any interaction that when unopposed will change the motion of an object. A force can change the state of rest or a state of continuous motion. Okay. So meaning of unopposed means what? If any object it is in motion and there is no opposition to that object, then it will remain in that state of motion or state of rest. So force can cause an object to change its velocity, that is to accelerate or to decelerate. So you must have studied this force in your 11th or 12th standard. So there is a broad classification of the force. So as you can see on the screen, the force can be classified into 2 main categories. One is a contact force and second is the non-contact force. So again, in the contact forces, you can take the tension, compression, friction resistance, drag forces because of the fluid friction. These are all contact forces. That means if there is a contact between any 2 bodies, then there will exist a contact force. What is meaning of non-contact force? The gravitational pull, magnetic attraction, then electrostatic force, all these forces, they fall under the category of non-contact forces. So you can see here examples of the contact forces. The first example it is the pull or push force. Okay, so one person is pulling an object, that is a table. At the same time, it is pulling that table. Okay. The second example, it gives the tension force on the spring. So by applying some tension force, we can elongate the spring. Third example is the friction force. So friction means what? If the two bodies are in contact and if there is some relative motion or there is a tendency of the relative motion, then the friction force will oppose the motion of that object. So this is called as friction force. The next example here, an object is kept on a table and the table, it offers the normal force. So basically the normal force, which is shown here, that is NB, it is the reaction offered by the table to the object. So you must have studied these normal forces, maybe in your 11th or 12th physics. And the last example, it is the drag force acting on a parachute. So basically drag forces, these are because of the fluid friction with the objects. So here air. So the examples of the non-contact forces, the first one is the gravitational pull, or we can say it is a gravitational force. Okay. So this is responsible for the free fall of any object. The second example, it is the electrostatic force. So you must have performed this experiment. If you rub ebonite stick on a wool, then it will get positively charged and it will attract some things. Okay, so this is called as electrostatic. And the next example, it is the magnetic force. So here one example shown for the horseshoe magnet, and it attracts some metal objects. Okay, so these are the non-contact forces. So it is a broad classification of the forces depending on contact forces and the non-contact forces. So second important part in this definition, it is nothing but the body. So what is exactly meaning of the bodies? So by the definition, a body is another word someone can use to describe an object having some mass. So we can consider a body any object having some mass. So we can refer a body to very small objects like a ball, a book, a small stone, and also we can refer the body to very large objects like heavy machines, cars, airplane, or the building structures. Okay. So you can see here some of the examples of the bodies. So generally, the first introduction of body you can see in the Newton's law or Newton's first law. So a body or object, it remains in the state of rest or a state of continuous motion unless and until it is acted upon by some external unbalanced forces. Okay. So the meaning of body is it is any object having some mass. So in the first example, you can see a football, okay, which is acted upon by some forces. The second example, it is an automobile. So this automobile, it is subjected to self-weight mg, then the friction force between the road surface and the tires, then aerodynamic drag, and the reactions offered by these tires. Okay. The next example here, it is the crane, which is lifting some weight. So we can consider this crane as one body when we are doing the force analysis. And the last example, it is the railway bridge. Okay. So these are the some examples of the bodies. So generally, we treat any object with mass in the mechanics while doing the force analysis as a body or object. And the last part in this definition is nothing but the motion. Okay. So what is basically a motion? Motion defines the velocities, distance, displacement, time,
and
and
time.
momentum. Okay, so here in the example, that is the first example, one object having mass m, it is kept on a flat surface. Okay, and only two forces are acting on this object. One is mg, that is the self weight, and second is the normal reaction offered by the surface. Okay, so these two forces, if they are balancing to each other and there is no external force in the x direction, then this object will remain in the state of rest. So basically, the engineering mechanics, it deals with the force analysis or the effect of forces on the bodies which are at rest as well as which are in the motion. So when the object is at rest, we can consider its velocity v, it is equal to 0. And this condition is only possible if the forces are exactly balanced. Okay, so that means in this example, mg must be balanced by the normal reaction. Then we can say the object is at rest. Now in the second example, a person is kicking a football, so it gets some velocity. So here the calculation of velocity because of this force, it involves the engineering mechanics. In the third example, the person travels from starting point to the last end point. Okay, so during this journey, it covers this total distance, which is shown by a curve path. Okay, and there is one straight arrow joining starting point to the end point. Okay, so here we can consider the two concepts. One is the distance, second is the displacement. So distance means what? You already studied this: distance, displacement, time, and velocity. So distance means total path covered by the particle. So this is called as distance. And what is displacement? Displacement means it is the net travel from the starting point to the end point. So this is called as displacement. Okay. So depending on this displacement, we can define the velocity. It is displacement divided by the time. Okay. So all these calculations of the velocities, distance, displacement, time, momentum, and acceleration, this is called as engineering mechanics and effect of the forces on the bodies which are in the motion or rest. So I hope these points are clear to you. What is the engineering mechanics? What is meaning of forces, bodies, and the motion? So you can give the comment in the chat box. Okay. So now we will see a broad classification of the engineering mechanics. So basically engineering mechanics, it is classified into two major sections. The first is the solid mechanics and second is the fluid mechanics. So what is meaning of solid mechanics? The mechanics which deals with the force analysis for the solid objects. And the fluid mechanics, it deals with the force analysis and the effect of the forces on the fluids. So again, the solid mechanics, it is divided into two categories. One is the rigid body mechanics and second is the mechanics of deformable bodies. So first for your first year engineering mechanics, we only deals with the rigid body mechanics. So your total syllabus, it is based on the rigid body mechanics. And this rigid body mechanics, it is again subdivided into two categories. One is static and second is the dynamics. So basically, what is rigid body mechanics? When we consider a force analysis or the effect of forces on the bodies which are at rest or which are in the motion, in that case, we consider the body to be rigid. So you know the concept of the rigid and the deformable bodies. So what is meaning of rigid body? When we apply the force on the body or any object, there will not be any deformation in that body. So that body we can consider as a rigid body. Okay. So in the universe, there is no body which is perfectly rigid. So if I apply the force on the body, there has to be some sort of deformation. But for the engineering mechanics and for the force analysis, we consider all the objects to be rigid. Okay. And by assuming object to be rigid, we perform the force analysis. Okay. So again, in the rigid body mechanics, we have two categories. One is static and second is the dynamics. So for the mechanics, we only have this part, static and the dynamic. Okay. And these subjects, fluid mechanics, then fluid static, fluid dynamics, fluid kinematics, fluid dynamics, then mechanics of deformable bodies, theory of elasticity, and theory of plasticity. Okay. So this is the part of pure mechanical engineering. So for the second year, third year, and the last year mechanical engineering, we have to study this subject. But at least for the first year of engineering, all the branches have common subjects. So we only study the rigid body mechanics and static and dynamics. So this is the broad classification of the mechanics. Now we will see what is the application of the engineering mechanics. So these are the well-known examples. The first one is the spanner design. So everyone must have used this spanner to tighten the nut. Okay. So in this spanner design, we need to consider the force that is required to rotate that nut or tighten that nut. Okay. As well as we need to calculate the torque created by this spanner. So here you can see, I will show one simulation. The second example, it is the excavator arm design. So you all are familiar with this. You must have seen the JCB arm. Okay. So the design of this JCB arm, it involves the application of concepts from the mechanics. So application of forces, application of torques, calculation of support reactions. Okay. So all these concepts we can use to design the excavator arm. So I will show one simulation. Is it visible to you? So I will show the simulation of the excavator arm, how the mechanics is applied to design this arm. So the concept of mechanics is used for the calculation of forces required to move this arm of the excavator. Okay, so you can see here, this is the force acting on this cylinder. These are the hydraulic cylinders. And when we design excavator arm, we need to calculate the forces which are used to rotate this arm. Okay, so you can see here one vector. Also, you can see here one vector. Okay, so these are all the forces. So by considering these forces, engineers design the excavator arm. So this is the one application. The next application, it is the design of the railway bridges. So this is one railway bridge truss. So everyone must have seen such type of railway bridges. Okay. So while designing the railway bridge, engineers need to consider the forces acting on this bridge and the forces developed within these triangular members. Okay. So for this calculation, we need to apply the concepts of the forces and concepts of the torques from the engineering mechanics. So you can see here in the simulation. So this is one railway bridge. So while designing this railway bridge, the engineers need to consider the force acting on this platform. Okay. So I will show the simulation. So you can see here, by application of forces, there will be some deformation of the structure. So calculation of this deformation, it involves the application of the engineering mechanics. So this total part is of the mechanical engineering, but this is just for the introduction, how we can apply the engineering mechanics for the real life problems. The next example, it is the projectile motion. So you can see here one example of the military tank. When we have to fire the shell from the military tank, we need to adjust the gun at a particular angle. So we can project the projectile at the maximum distance. So generally this angle is 45 degree for the projectile motion. So you must have studied this in the 12th physics. What is a projectile motion? So we need to apply the concepts of the velocities, then acceleration, distance, displacement, and the time for the study of the projectile motion. So this is one of the application of the engineering mechanics for the real life. The next application, it is a very common application. It is the bicycle brake design. So you can see here one brake lever. So when you apply the force by hand on the brake lever, it creates a tension in the cable. That is a brake cable. Okay. So by application of the force on the lever, we can apply the brake. So while designing the brake lever, we need to consider the forces and the tension created in the cable. So this is one major application of the engineering mechanics. The next wide application, it is the automobile design. So for the automobile design, we need to design engine, then suspension system, gearbox, braking mechanism, and the chassis. So you are well aware, everyone must have used the automobile. Okay. So you know the concept, what is it? Engine, suspension system, gearbox, braking mechanism, and the chassis. So here one example is shown for the automobile. I will show one simulation, so you can understand how the mechanics is applied for the automobile design. So up to this, is it clear to you? All the applications? So you can give the comment in the chat box, so I can proceed for the next presentation. So till now, I have only covered the basic part, that is just the introduction. I haven't started the actual syllabus. So this is the introductory lecture only. So right now we are only discussing the applications of the engineering mechanics. So you will have some idea about application of the engineering mechanics, why we are studying this course in the first year of engineering. So I will show one simulation of the automobile, how the force calculation or the application of engineering mechanics for the automobile design. So you can see here one off-road automobile. So I hope it is clear, visible to you. So while designing this automobile, we need to consider the forces. So these forces basically involves. So here one yellow vector, it is the self weight of this automobile. Due to the self weight, it will create some reactions at the wheels, and these are transmitted to the automobile chassis through the suspension that we generally call shock absorbers. So calculation of these forces, it needs the concepts from the engineering mechanics. So you can see here one reaction at the real wheel. And suppose if this car collides on some stationary object or some moving object, okay, so it will cause some deformation of the chassis. So during the impact with another object, there will be some forces acting on the car chassis. Okay, so I have shown these forces here. So all these calculations, we need to apply the engineering mechanics. So I hope this is clear to you how we can apply the concepts from the engineering mechanics for the automobile design. And the next example, it is the robotics. So for the robot design, you can see here, this is the arm of the robot. This is called as end effector. So generally it is the gripper to lift the object. Generally we use the robot for the pick and place operations. Okay. So to control the motion, we need to apply the torques at the joints. So this is one joint, that is a base joint. Okay. So this is the arm joint. So while calculation of the joint torque, we need to consider the mass, then different forces acting on this arm. And according to that, we need to calculate the moment or torque which is required at the joint. So depending on that torque, we will decide the proper electric motor. So while designing this robotics, we also need to apply the concepts from the engineering mechanics. So I will show the simulation for the robots, how the torques being applied at the robot joint. So this is one robot. So you can see here, this is the base torque at the base joint. This is the torque at the arm. And this is one external force acting at the end effector. Okay. So this calculation, it involves the application of concepts from the engineering mechanics. So by referring all these examples, we can say there is a broad application of the engineering mechanics in our day-to-day life, as well as for the industrial purpose. So the applications that I have shown, these are the advanced applications, but at least for the first year, we have some basic concepts from the engineering mechanics. So I hope all these applications clear to you. So you can give the comment. So today I have just covered basic introduction. So we have started with the semester 1 course structure. So totally you have 5 subjects: engineering physics, engineering chemistry, and engineering mathematics. These are from the fundamental science. And there are 2 subjects from the each branch. One is from the electrical engineering, that is the BEE subject, and second subject, which is the engineering mechanics, it is from the mechanical engineering. Okay. So for your first year, that is semester 1 and semester 2, there are some subjects and some subjects from the each branch, that is mechanical, electrical, electronic, and computer. Then we discuss the basic introduction. What is the mechanics? What are the applications? Okay. Tomorrow we will discuss about the actual syllabus and what are the prerequisites. So we will stop today, and tomorrow we will have the first lecture 10 to 10:45. So I will cover basic part, and then I will start with the syllabus and what are the prerequisites. Okay. So I hope you have enjoyed the first lecture. So at least from this introduction, you must have got some idea about the engineering mechanics. So from tomorrow, we will start with the syllabus, that is syllabus introduction, what are the prerequisites, and we will cover some basic concepts. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So those who have joined,
Thank you, sir.